So, I recently acquired this Delta P-20 scroll saw from a public institution that was about to throw it in the dumpster. And I thought, there's got to be something better to do than just trash it, because this is a beauty. Let me tell you, this thing weighs just about 100 pounds. Cast iron, huge table. This is from, I want to say, the mid-90s, so it's pushing about 30 years old. Weighs about 100 pounds. It's got a 20-inch plunge depth. Mine was like 16 inches. I mean, it's huge. This is a big industrial sucker, and if I can get it working again, it's a great tool. So we're going to plug it in. First off, see if it fires up. Haven't even done that yet. Visually, I can see that the blower tube here was cut 2 spots, so I might need to feed a new tube through it. There are no blades. If I had to guess, the belt loop here would probably stand to be new. We're going to take off the casing here, blow it out or suck it up with a shock vac. This has probably got years of gunk buildup. And of course, clean off the surface, lubricate the whole thing. I think I should be able to get it running, assuming the motor starts, so let's check that. All right, we plugged her in. This could kill the video before it starts, but if you're watching it, probably means it works. All right. Well, motor works. Let's see if that makes less noise. Okay. I can work with that.
A quick little voiceover here. I thought I was going to have to replace the rubber band for the belt, but I don't. It's in great shape. So I kept the band, and I just had to replace this pin so the lid could cover, and it was good to go. The motor was nice and clean, no gunk. Well, minimal gunk, so no footage of it.
So I just took off the guard here to expose the underbelly. This right here is a nice accordion style doodad. Sorry about the noise, but when this compresses, it makes air. So I think, sorry about this. And of course, it's 30 years old, so the manual doesn't exactly explain a lot, and there are no YouTube videos to go off of. I think I should be able to jerry-rig the end of this cord into here, and that will provide air coming out the top there. Let's go test that hypothesis. Remember, kids, a hypothesis is a guess you can test. Okay, there's no good way to show this on a YouTube video, but let me explain. The tube definitely goes into here. There was a hole opening, but there was probably supposed to be a piece once upon a time that covered this. If I push my fingers here to stop this black gasket from coming down, the accordion here, like you would expect, actually has a lot of air pressure, and all that pressure gets pushed through this hose. If I turn it on right now, as it is, barely anything comes out of here, but when I hold this, yeah, there's good airflow. So I'm gonna jerry-rig something to go over this to keep this black piece from shifting in and out. Okay, this 5-minute fix here that I whipped up out of spare parts totally did the trick, and I found out a way to show you how it works. So let's turn it on. Sorry about the noise. Oh, yeah. Blowing air. This frayed, pokey wire connecting the speed changing mechanism is driving me nuts, so let's cover it in electrical tape. Yeah, this is 100% better. This little wire serves no function other than to keep this connected to this. There's no connectivity through it. I could have replaced it, but I mean, I've already got these little like fittings here, so there's no point in doing that. And I had blue electrical tape, which looks pretty dope. These 2 holes right here, 1, 2, are ports for regular oiling, right, every month or so. And this one is completely clogged with sawdust, so we're gonna just clean it out by brute force. All right, some powered air and a wire. Let's see if the camera can do this justice. Aha! Can you see reflection? That silver reflection in the bottom there? That, well, take my word, it's clean. Oil can go where it needs to go. Ditto for the top. And I rebent this and squeezed it so this lid can properly stay on. Okay, this knob here, I just noticed, was fixed out of wood however many years ago, and I could undo all the bolts and things. If I had to guess, maybe there's some Loctite on here, and this is not going to come undone. So instead of messing with a thing that still functions, right, you see, right, that still works just fine, but grabbing a smooth circular face is not my forte. Since this is wood, I can drill into it. I'm gonna add some double pegs and give it something you can grip. Okay, a little while later, we've got 3 different articulating knobs right here. They work just fine, and I also lubricated the rod and the shaft on the inside, so it turns really nicely and it locks really well. Is it the prettiest thing? No, but it's 30 years old and it was Frankenstein before me, so I'm happy with it. Now we're on to replacement parts that I straight up cannot fabricate. First off, we've got the cast iron plate right here. And is it functional? Yeah, totally. Do I need to replace it? Not necessarily, but I'll see if they have a replacement for it. A zero clearance, to be honest. Then we need some Delta specific blades that I got to figure out for this. I've got a Black & Decker, and it's a 5-pin system, 5-inch pin, and this is different. So I got to figure that out, and then I think I can get an aftermarket replacement with like corrugated plastic that you can bend down and position over there. So through the magic of editing, it's going to be a couple days after parts have been ordered. Yay! While we're waiting for parts to arrive, we can clean the machine. We've got markings all over, including on the base. Assorted paints, Sharpies. I'm going to clean that up with my favorite, acetone, and then we're going to lubricate the surface. To be clear, I know I just said acetone, but these are the chemicals that I'll use, right? I'll use a lubricant to get some of the surface grit off, right? Wipe it off with this. And then acetone is great for getting off the like the Sharpie and stuff that was on here, but you can't use it too hard or else you'll go through the paint. Whoops, I can touch that up. But also some very fine grit 220 and then 400 sandpaper. I just did the first half so you can see the difference, right? Shiny and new, used. And we still got our marks all along there. There's a big scuffing over here. So you can see the difference that it makes. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease and some actual grease. So once I'm done sanding the whole thing, we'll get some paste wax on there, lubricate it back up, and it'll be perfect. All right, now we're all cleaned up, shiny. It's kind of funny. Some things that just got so deep that I couldn't get out. How do we get it in the light? Ah, keep out. That's clever. That's never going away. It's part of the charm of this 30-year-old boy. Well, it's been about 2 weeks because parts for a 30-year-old tool take a little while to find. And the first one to come in is this. It's not perfect. Yes, there's a hairline of play with it, but it's flush on the top. I'll hold on to this, but it'll do. All right, don't mind the clamps. I got the ear hose back on. Isn't that nice? It is not meant for woodworking, but I just could not find an appropriate replacement part. I had to jerry rig an attachment, and the glue is setting, but I can turn it on and prove that the airflow works. And you know, that's all you need. You just need it blowing right off your line as you're going down. And the third thing was, of course, to get a blade. We've got our tensioner up here, quick release. You see it underneath? Yep, right there's where it locks in. Well, let's listen. Pretty good. There is cable vibration, All right, there's table vibration, but it's sitting on top of cardboard. It's not mounted down. I'm really curious to be seeing how that is if I put it on a solid surface. Sorry for the bad angle. Let's try a cut. I do want that to be tighter. I don't like that wiggle wiggle. That's just how this one is though. I think it pushes back too much. Let's see. Pretty nice. It's smooth, keeps a nice line. Let's make a sharp turn. There, doesn't snap back. It does push an awful lot. So let's bring you up. Here. Take a look. You can see, unfortunately, this is just plastic, right? It's already starting to eat into it. Well, look at what years of use did to this. Comparison here. Look at from different tensioning at 8 back, seriously half an inch. So that's not bad. Oh, and look at the nice cut. I should have actually drawn a line and stuck to it, but the turn was great. Cut's really smooth. I think it's fixed. There we have it. Ta-da! All done. We did a lot of work to this. We touched the motor, we cleaned the surface, we replaced a bunch of parts, a lot of work. And I'm honestly considering this better than new, right? Because when you buy something new, you still have to tune it. And so this is tuned, repaired, tuned, good to go. This piece is better than my scroll saw. My scroll saw, this is a Black & Decker of approximately the same time, early 2000s, late 90s. This is like, what, 16-inch plunge depth. That's 20-inch plunge depth. Mine, oh, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds. This one weighs about 100 pounds. This is maybe 26 inches in depth because it sticks out just a little bit from up here. This is 32 inches. And the cut, butter smooth, completely straight. The blades change out way better. It is a far superior machine. And yet, I don't know if I'm going to keep it because my setup works really well the way I currently have it. I gotta think on it. I'm gonna get the video out here now, but as of recording it right now, I'm either going to keep it and rejigger my workstation here, or I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna hope for $100. Scroll saws, they sell for pretty cheap, but like I said, this was completely rebuilt with footage to prove. So do you like doing projects like this? What do you think of my rebuild? Anything that I forgot or might want to do yet? I'm gonna put another coat of wax on top of this still. Everything is fun and folksy and fabulous. Thanks a lot for watching. Happy building. See you next time.